Good evening, everybody. This is Andaleeb, and today is 17th of July, and the time is almost 6 of the evening. And today was a very good day. There was nothing special today, but I just had this feeling that today is a good day. So it was a really good day today, without anything special, but it was good. It was inherently good. It did not need anything, to be good. It was just good. It was good itself. Rarely these days come. So, and yesterday I saw a dream, and I saw someone in my dream, and I was like, and in the morning my heart was pretty restless. When you saw someone in your dream, when you see someone in your dream, your heart becomes restless. And I used to think if you see someone in your dream, that means that you are thinking about that person a lot. But there is a saying in Japanese folklore, and the saying goes like this: if you see someone in your dream, that means they miss you. You got my point? That if you are seeing someone in your dream, then that person that you are seeing in your dream, that person is missing you. That is why that person is wandering in your dream. So it was like, good, that person is missing me, and I was thinking that I was thinking about that person a lot. No, that person is thinking about me. So it was good. It was, new knowledge for me. It was amazing. And I wish that person is thinking about me. So because of that dream, my heart was, pretty anxious today, and restless and curious and all those things. But the day was good today. So yeah, now there is some work that is going on in my PG. There are two carpenters, and they are just grinding my windows, they are just grinding my doors. So there is a lot of dust, and I don't know, there is a lot of dust, there is a lot of noise. I don't know why this work is going on. The work is completely stupid. I don't know why my landowner is making them do this work. It is really stupid. The work is really stupid. So much dust, so much noise, and all these things. Yeah, so forget them, forget it, and let's talk about the things that we are here to talk about, and which is the politics. So first, let's talk about our staple topic, which is the hunger strike of Sonam Wangchuk. So today is the 20th day of the hunger strike of Sonam Wangchuk sir, and he has lost almost 9.5 kg of his weight, almost close to 10 kg of his weight he has lost in the past 20 days by fasting, by holding the hunger strike, by forcing the government, or by pressurizing the government to hold someone accountable for the NEET paper leak. All right, he is doing this. He has lost his weight by fighting the cause for the students, fighting the cause of students. He is just fighting for the students of the NEET. He is just fighting for the students who lost their lives because of that NEET leak. So he is doing this. He has lost almost 9.5 kg of his weight in the past 20 days. And as I told you yesterday, that a Delhi court has said that regular checkups of Sonam Wangchuk should be conducted by a government doctor. And I think that doctor has said that the body of Sonam Wangchuk has started eating his organs, has started eating his muscles, and organs could be next. The body first starts eating the muscles, and after that, if it does not get any food, then it starts eating the organs, and the body has started eating the muscles. So his condition is quite critical. The government should do something about this. And you might be hearing that grinder, that grinder. I've been hearing the noise of this grinder since for the past 4 hours. It is really stupid. The work that is going on in my PG, it is really stupid. They are just grinding the window, they are just grinding my door, and they're gonna varnish it or polish it with some sort of fake paint. I don't know what that thing is, but they are going to do this. I've been living in this PG for 1 year, and I used to live in that PG a couple of years back. I also lived here, but it was fine. The windows were fine without any paint or varnish or polish. But now I don't know where the landowner got this idea that I need to do this. Now the work is happening. Now the grinder is silent, and it is going to get on. I don't know, at any minute it can get on. So yeah, we were talking about Sonam Wangchuk, and I was telling you about the report. I was telling you about what the doctors are saying about his hunger strike. So it is this, and I don't know what is happening in my mobile phone. I do not want to lock any part of screen, but yeah, I think it is okay now. Yeah, and I got some news today also. I used to think that Sonam Wangchuk is the only person in his family tree who has this record of holding the hunger strike. But I got to know about Sonam Wangyal. Sonam Wangyal is the father of Sonam Wangchuk, and he held the hunger strike in 1984 as well. I think there were a couple of hunger strikes that he held, and in 1984 he famously held a hunger strike in Leh, Ladakh, in which he was demanding the scheduled tribes designation for certain communities of Ladakh. And Indira Gandhi herself went to meet him, and he herself offered him a glass of juice to end the hunger strike. And she said that she is going to, go with the demands of him. She is going to give those communities the desired designation. So it was like this. Indira Gandhi herself went there, and she herself offered him a glass of juice and ended his hunger strike. So it was good, and I got to know this today because Pawan Kheda, the senior Congress leader, went to meet Sonam Wangchuk today, and he said that the previous Congress governments were not this inhumane, because Indira Gandhi also initiated talks with Sonam Wangyal, who was holding a hunger strike, and in 2011 when Anna Hazare held a hunger strike, the then UPA government also initiated talks with him. All right, they were not like this inhumane that we are not going to talk to you people, you can die for all we care. They initiated talks with them, they listened to their demands, all right. They made them feel listened. But what this government is doing, they are not even talking about this, they are not even commenting on this, they are just, they are just acting like they are blinded. They cannot see it, which is very stupid and very inhumane. Now the grinder is on again, that fucking grinder is on again. So it was this. Sonam Wangyal was the father of Sonam Wangchuk, and Sonam Wangchuk is also holding the hunger strike. So these are the things that are going on in our country. The government is not listening to those people, and for the first 15 days of his hunger strike, I used to think that his hunger strike is failing. I don't know why, because I was thinking it was not getting proper attention, it was not getting proper media coverage. The celebrities and big people of this country were not talking about this. But after 15th day, now everybody is talking about it. Everybody, I should say, is talking about it. Even my classmates were talking about it. My roommate, the people with whom I live here in PG, they are talking about it. And the celebrities of the Bollywood are talking about it. The content creators on YouTube are talking about it. The opposition political parties leaders are also talking about it, and some of them are also visiting the Jantar Mantar site, which is good. At least he is getting the desired attention now. I should say not the desired, deserving attention now. He is getting the deserving attention now. He is also getting the proper appreciation. People are acknowledging what he is doing. People are acknowledging his efforts. People are praising for the efforts that he is putting into making some, for the efforts that he is making to pressure the government to make someone accountable for the loss of life that have occurred due to that NEET leak, for the mental stress that the students have gone through because of that NEET leak. He is doing good. He wants the government to hold someone accountable, all right? It is good. Whatever he is doing, it is good. He should get the acknowledgement for it. He should get the appreciation for it, and finally he is getting that. And he has said that he is going to be alive until 20th of July no matter what. He is going to make it to 20th of July alive at any cost, because on 20th of July they are going to organize a march from Jantar Mantar to the parliament, where they will meet with the MPs, the lawmakers of our country, and they will plead with their demands. They will present, they will tell them their demands, which are legit, that they should do something about these demands, which are good, which is good. There was an honeybee. Yeah. So these are the things. Sonam Wangchuk is doing a commendable effort. It is really good. I wish him the best. I pray that something bad should not happen to him. May God bless him. He should be alive. The government should initiate the talks. They should not wait for 20th of July. All right. They should initiate the talks. That will be good. All right. Just come to these people and just talk to them. You are our government. Even we have not voted for you. I have not voted for you, and many people of this country have not voted for you. But still, you are the government of every Indian citizen. All right. It is your sacred duty to listen to us. It is your duty to listen to us. You cannot let someone die, because of your ego, because you do not want to talk to them, because you think you are very high. You cannot, kneel, you cannot bend in front of the public, the same public that have made you. It is really stupid. You should talk to them. You should talk to us people. You should listen to their demands. It will be good. Alright? So this was all about Sonam Wangchuk. I think there is something wrong. There is something wrong happening with my mobile. Therefore, I should finish this video as soon as possible. And the other thing that I was thinking of talking about is this, the One Nation, One Election bill. Because everybody knows that the current BJP government, the NDA government, is trying to hog up the MPs to get the desired 2/3 majority in both houses of the parliament. And people were thinking that they are just trying to do this to push through the delimitation bill and the women's reservation bill. But now, some people are also saying, the reports of certain media outlets are saying that the government may push through with One Nation, One Election bill as well. In this monsoon session, they can push through this. They can push through with this bill as well. And that sounds like a decent approach, because I don't know when their stars will be aligned like this, when they will have this super majority in both houses of the parliament. They are like 6 figures short in Lok Sabha, and they are like 10-11 figures short in Rajya Sabha. And I think they will manage it, because they got these figures by 20 rebel MPs of the TMC, and they are also talking with the DMK behind the curtains, and the NCP party of Sharad Pawar, they are also talking with them, and Raghav Chadda also broke some MPs. So yeah, they are going to get that 2/3 majority in both houses of the parliament, and I do not know when their stars will align like this ever again, that they will have this huge majority, this super majority, 2/3 majority in both houses of the parliament. So I think they are going to push through with this as well in this session of the parliament. If they do not do this, it will be completely stupid on their part. I do not personally support this One Nation, One Election bill. It is really stupid. But I think if they want to go through with this bill, this is the right session, this is the right time, and this is their only opportunity. I think this. And the head of that JPC, because this One Nation, One Election bill was presented in the winter session of the parliament last year, and it was sent to the JPC, the Joint Parliamentary Committee. The chairman of that JPC, PP Chaudhary, an MP of the BJP, has said that 2029 could be the first year in which all the elections of the states and the Lok Sabha election can be held simultaneously. But I do not think it is true. I think there was a clause in that the first Lok Sabha election after the passage of this One Nation, One Election bill will be held as usual, and after that the president will ratify a date, and the next to next Lok Sabha election after the passage of that bill will be One Nation, One Election. The next Lok Sabha election, next Lok Sabha election after the passage of that bill, all the elections will be conducted simultaneously with that Lok Sabha elections. So I think 2034 will be the first year, will be the first Lok Sabha election with which all the elections of the states will be conducted. So I do not think it is going to happen in 2029. I don't know if they have revised that bill, but I remember there was a clause in that bill, the bill that was presented in the last winter session of the parliament. They may have changed it, but I do not know what is the draft of that new bill is. But the previous bill had this clause, if I remember correctly. So yeah, this was the thing. So as I said, I do not support this bill, and you might be wondering why. So let me tell you a story. When I started covering the politics in 2014 after Modi ji came into power, I used to cover the news, I used to cover politics, I started watching Modi ji. And just when Modi ji came into power, I think there was an election 3 months after that 2014 Lok Sabha election, and there was an election 3 months after that, and there was an election 6 months after that. And I was like, why there are so many elections in our country? Because for elections, Modi ji, he has to visit those states in which the elections are going to be conducted, and he hold the rallies there, and he held the party meetings there, he met with the peoples there. And I was thinking, the Prime Minister's job is, it is so much important, and Modi ji is wasting so much time in the politics. Prime Minister Modi is wasting so much of his time in the elections. Why there are so many elections? I was thinking Prime Minister Modi, he should just focus on his job of Prime Minister. Alright, he should not be, spending so much of his time in just, the politics of our country. He's just he's just campaigning for the elections, he's just meeting with the people so that he can win the elections, he's just meeting with the party workers, he's just traveling in all over the Indian states because there are going to be elections. So I was like this, what is going to happen what is happening in our country? The Prime Minister's job is so much important, it is so much busy, and the Prime Minister Modi is just, wandering here and there and just, just campaigning for the elections. And I used to think like this. So when I first heard about this one nation, one election, I was like, yeah, this is good. All the elections of the country, they are going to be held in just a single go, simultaneously in 1 year, and after that, we are not going to have any elections for the 5 years. And all you have to do is just work. It will be good. I used to think all you have to do is just work. It's going to be amazing. And my opinion on this changed in 2021 when Prime Minister Narendra Modi rolled back those 3 draconian farm laws. I do not know nothing about those farm laws. I am just saying draconian because the people that I support in politics, they used to say that they are draconian. So Prime Minister Narendra Modi rolled back those farm laws in 2021 just prior to the UP elections. And Ravish Kumar said on that day, the day on which Narendra Modi rolled back those farm laws, he has said that it is a tight slap on the face of those people who just ride the bandwagon of one nation, one election without thinking about it, without even understanding it. He said Prime Minister Narendra Modi would not have taken those laws back if there was no UP election on the hindsight. If there was no UP election in the 5 or 6 years, from that point on, Prime Minister Narendra Modi would not have taken those laws back. So I was like, yeah, this person is making the sense. It is correct. It is absolutely correct. From that day, I got that point. Prime Minister Narendra Modi would not have, taken those laws back if it was not for the UP elections. Just because of the UP elections, he rolled those laws back because there was a fear that the farmers are not going to vote for the BJP. The Jats are not going to vote for the BJP, and therefore they got frightened. They got feared. They can lose the UP election, therefore they rolled those laws back. And this was the time I understood this concept, that it is good that there is no one nation, one election in our country. Elections are going to be organized in our country, just like every 6 months. There are elections in some of our Indian states like every 6 months. Elections are conducted frequently in our country. And the ruling party, the party who is ruling in the center, would want to win those elections. And to win those elections, the ruling party in the center cannot do something stupid, cannot do something autocratic, cannot, push through these stupid laws that the public does not want. Cannot push through these, cannot push through whatever they want, all right? Cannot just ignore the protest of the people. Because if it were not for the UP elections, the BJP government would have ignored the farmers' protest. They had ignored the farmers' protest for the first year, and when the UP election came near, they thought they are going to lose the election. That is why they just, took those laws back. So it was like this. So yeah, I am not a great fan of this one nation, one election shit. It is really stupid. It is an attack on the federal structure of our country, and it can manage time. It will be really easy for the resources of our country if we can hold all the elections simultaneously. The timing of all the people involved in the election, it will be saved. The money will be saved. The resources will be saved. But our democracy will not be saved. It will be a dent in our democracy, all right? The people who we will vote to power, they will become like autocrats, all right? They will do whatever they want for the first 4 years of their tenure, and in the last year they would do something. They will, hand us over the lollipop. They would, for the first 4 years, they will do whatever they want. They will, push through these draconian laws. They will ignore the protests. They will ignore whatever the people of this country will say. And during the final year of their tenure, they will just give us this lollipop. Okay, you are our people. We are just doing the things for you. So okay, elections should be held in our country frequently like they are being held right now. I'm not a fan of this one nation, one election shit. It is completely bullshit and it should not be passed. Come on, people. The DMK, the NCP, or whatever opposition parties are, just aligning with the BJP on this. Do not do this. It is really stupid, alright? Do not do this. It is like a suicide for our country. It is like a suicide for our democracy, not our country. It will be a suicide for our democracy. And if you are going to do this, it will not be a suicide. It will be a plain murder. Do not do this. Okay? So this was all from me today. I think something wrong is going to happen with my phone. I think I should just stop making this video. It was all from me. It was really nice talking to you guys. This is Andaleep signing off. Have a great rest of your evening. And I had a dream today and the dream was amazing. I should think about that dream, alright? Tata, bye bye, sayonara. We'll see you soon. Japanese folk for sayonara. If a person miss you, if you saw someone in your dream, that person is missing you. Japanese folk for sayonara, tata.